Thank you very much. So, hello and assalamu alaikum to everyone. My name is Muhammad Ahmed. I'm very Regreening Africa app is a citizen science Android app to help projects collect data for monitoring and evaluation. If you have a restoration project, Regreening app can help you collect data for the restoration project. So what are the objectives of the Regreening app? The first objective is to facilitate projects in reporting about the to collect data and report performance of your projects. That's the first objective. So when we say performance of the project, each project have some key performance indicators. But most common performance indicators are how many farmers a project has reached or is helping in restoration of the land, and the number of hectares which are under restoration. These are the most important objectives of this app. The other objectives are reporting on the practices, what people have planted, how people are managing their trees, how people are using their trees that they have planted in their gardens or in the restoration area or around in the farms. The app is free to use, so it can be used in any projects. We will see in the next few slides. Another key aspect of the app is this, that it's offline. So if you're going to remote areas where internet is not good, still you can collect data, you can come back and you can upload data into the system. So the app works offline. The moment you upload data, you can use the monitoring tools to share this data with other stakeholders as well. For example, donors, your other project teammates, or government agencies. So all of this we thought and we developed the app. The app has 4 modules. Farmer managed natural regeneration, where farmers are helping the trees which have naturally regenerated, managing them, not cutting them, and utilizing them. It's a very big practice in East Africa, Northeast Africa, and especially in West Africa. Then the second module is tree planting module, where farmers are planting trees and then they are helping restore the land. There is a module for nurseries that we will look at today, and then there is a module for engagement. So engagement is just like we are training now. This is one of the engagement. And donors would like to know that when engagements took place, how many people participated, what were the topics, how many were male, how many were female. So all these things are part of the Regreening Africa app. So Anthony, just a thumbs up. You can hear me properly, right?
Yes. It's much better.
Loud and clear.
Loud and clear. Excellent. Okay. So for those of you who have not installed the app till now, it's not a problem. Please scan this QR code or go to Google Play Store and search for Regreening App. Go to Google Play Store and search Regreening App and install it. Or scan this QR code and you will directly be taken to the Google Play Store Regreening App page. I will be moving to the next slide. But if you go to the Google Play Store and search Regreening App, Bernard can put the name of the app or the link of the app in the chat box. Banner from ICRAF can do that while I move to the next slide. Once you have downloaded the app and you have installed the app, when you start the app, this is the first screen you see. The first screen asks you to select language. The app is covering 4 languages. It's English, it's French, Kenya, Rwanda, Swahili, and Amharic now. You have to select the language. Once you select the language, the next screen appears. In the next screens, those who have not registered, they have to sign up. Those who have not registered, they have to sign up. Press the sign up button. The moment you press the sign up button, a new screen appears. So here we would like to know that who is using the app. Your first name, your last name, gender, age category, your phone number, your email address, so we can reach you if we would like to. And usually it's your project manager who are managing data, they will reach you. The country that you are from and you will be using this app in, your organization, your username and your password. Please select a username and password that you don't forget. From some workshops, we see that people select usernames or passwords and later on they forget. I'll stop here for like 30 seconds for allowing some of the people to catch up. Most of the people have already installed the app. Then you don't have to register. You are already registered with the system. Once you are registered with the system, you just need to come on the second slide or second screen and press sign in. So this feature for allowing people to sign in, even if you change your phone, you don't need to register. You just install the app, select the language, and come and press the sign in. Once you fill the third screen, you provide all the details. You are taken, you press the button, and you are taken to the next screen. This is the screen where we would like to know your current location. And the purpose of this is to activate the mapping API, to start the mapping API in the background. So what I'm explaining now is you downloaded the app. If you have already registered, you sign in. If you have not registered, you sign up. Once you sign up, once you click sign up, you provide the details of first name, last name, gender, age, because donors would like to know that how many people are collecting data, what is their age group, is youth involved in the project collecting data. So all of this information comes from this screen. And then once you press register, you are taken to the next screen. And you automatically the app will zoom in to your current location. If you can see on the slides, on the right top corner, you can see my mouse, right top corner. This sign indicates that you should be online. The registration process and the next few slides, the app requires that you are online. And I will indicate once the process complete, you can be offline. Okay. Now I move to the next slide. So you have downloaded the app. You have You have registered, but you don't know which project you will be collecting this data for. So for today's exercise, we will be using test, but imagine that you've been trained and now you're collecting actual data. So which project you should collect data for? So once you complete registration, the app asks you in a screen like this that please select the project. But if it's a new project, how do I register my project that it appears in this list on the app? Today, you will see that the bricks project is not in the list. Those of you who are following me on the app, you can confirm from the app that the bricks project is not in the list. Gives me a thumb up so I can know that people are on this screen. It is not there. It's not there. Gives me a thumb up so I know that people are following me. I need a thumbs up reaction. Muhammad, thank you very much. Muhammad Adan. Yes. Yeah. Anthony. Good, good, good. Abdullahi. Good. You don't need to switch on the camera because then the internet will be a bit slow on your side. Yes, I can see some thumbs up. Excellent. So now we know that that we need to register a project to appear in this list. What is the process of registering a project? So now C4ICRAF has developed a system on data reporting system website where you can go and register your own project. So why to register project? Because you want this project to appear in the list so the enumerators or data collectors can select it and they start collecting this data for. Now, some of you might ask me that why you don't allow us to type the project name. The issue is this, that many people will use different versions of the spelling. Somebody will use test as capital T, somebody will use test as small t, somebody might use spaces. So all of these things will cause issues when you are looking at the data. What we are trying to do with this step is to reduce as much data cleaning as possible. Good. So now we know that why we are registering the project. How to register the project? So one of you, like Anthony or somebody from the project team, goes to the data reporting system. The link to the data reporting system is there. We are not doing it today, so don't do it. I'm just explaining. There is a video that we have recorded. I will share after the seminar with you guys that how to do this whole process. But I'm explaining over here how to register a project. So you have a project name, you will add the project name over there and provide other details like which is the organization under which this project will be conducted, if there is any logo for the project. Now, once you press the submit button, the one who created the project will become the project data manager. I repeat again, the person who's filling this form, once you press the submit button, you become the project data manager. So what does that mean? What does that mean? That means that you will be responsible for the project data collection. You can check data at any time, the data being collected. So usually project managers, they check data every evening, every day. You can download this data. But if the data collection process is a bit, there are too many people collecting data, like maybe 30 or 40 people, and you cannot check data from everyone, you can assign other people to check data as well. I repeat again, the project manager can assign other people or allow other people to log into the system and check data as well. These other people can also download the data, but the assignment of allowing other people can only be done by the project manager. So that's the a lot of responsibility on the project manager.
For this
Good.
case, in bricks, it will be the M1E manager who will do that. Then M1E
Excellent.
manager will now allocate other people whom you
Yes.
think needs
So
to
after this,
assess. Yeah.
so my apologies, I talked when we were talking. So this is good. After this presentation or after this training, I will share a video tutorial as well, along with this video, which explain how to register project. Good. For now, we move to the next screen. Now imagine the project was registered and the M&E today has registered a project called test. So the screen, you will be selecting the test project. Those of you who have registered with us during the training, you have already downloaded the project name test. Those of you who are registering now, if you are taken to this screen, and you will be taken to this screen, the way that we have designed the app, this screen cannot be bypassed. You will be selecting test project for today. And that's it. Once you press the done button, the app starts. So this is how the apps look like. There are 4 modules, as I have talked about. Today we will be practicing 1 module, 2 modules. Today we will be practicing 2 modules. And I would like to ask my team, C4 ICRAF team, that once the 1 hour passed, 3 o'clock, near 3 o'clock, please alert me so I can quickly finish this presentation. Now, those of you who are following me on this training workshop and you are following all the steps on your phone, please press tree planting. Once you press tree planting, a page will appear with a farmer who is digging the soil and planting a tree. Don't worry if you don't see the farmer, because it means that you have already collected few records and you will be seeing the name of those farmers that you have collected the records. So don't worry about it. Good. Now, how do we start collecting the data? On the second
yeah, sorry. From my part, I'm seeing plot code and size.
Yes, yes. So it
Not the
means you have
farmer.
collected. Yes, it means that you have collected the data already.
Okay.
You were part of the training and you have collected data already. Faisal, thank you very much. Faisal Mohammed. Now, let's press the button new entry. What does the new entry mean? It means new record. Press the button new entry. Once we press the button new entry, we should be able to see a new screen. The new screen name is data collector information. We would like to know who's collecting the data. Your name should be there in the data collector, name of the data collector box. You are not allowed to type the name because you have already registered. So this name is already there. This is your username. Any data that you will collect from now on, your name will be there, because we want to know who's collecting data and who's uploading data. The second thing is this, that when this data was collected, the date that data is being collected. The third item on this screen is which project you are collecting this data for. Select project from the options below. Now today we are clicking test. However, in future, there will be a project name over here related with bricks. That project name will be communicated back to you by the M&E officer. However, for today, we will select test project. Good. Once we select test project, there is a button below which is called next. We press the next button and we see a new screen. This new screen is used to register a farmer. Remember, we are in the field. We are on a farm. The farmer is with us. We have introduced ourselves. We have greeted the farmer. Now we want to record details of the farmer. So some of you will see the screen that you are seeing on the presentation now. However, some of you will see names of the farmers. When you see name of the farmer, it means you have already registered some of the farmers. And there is a reason for it that you are seeing the names. One of the reasons is you have already registered the farmers. The second reason I can explain later. So now let's press new profile. When I press new profile, a screen has appeared. Terms of reference. We are asking the farmer, please give us the consent to collect this data. If the farmers allow us to collect this data, we press accept. However, if the farmer is not allowing us to collect this data, we stop over here. We say decline and we stop. We respect the farmer's privacy. If they don't allow us to collect data, we are bound by international laws not to collect this data, collect data of this farmer. Everyone agrees over here. We press the accept button if we are allowed to collect the data on farmer's field. If not, we will just press decline and the data entry stops over here for that farmer. We can go to the next farmer. But imagine that the farmer has said, yes, of course, you can collect this data. Now we press accept and move to the next screen. So we have to select the farming entity on this screen. The question is, what type of entity we are collecting? It is an individual farmer or an institute or a group. A farm can belong to an institution or a group within the village, or it could be an individual farmer. Imagine that if our farmer is the individual owner of this project or plot, and when you select the option individual, you will see the screen has changed. We would like to know the first name, middle name, and last name of the farmer. If we select institution, it's only one name, and group only one name. However, if it's the farmer, first name, middle name, and last name. Some of us will say that, what if a farmer doesn't have the middle name? Please use the last name as the middle name, because the app requires the middle name and the last name. Good. Once we have got first name, middle name, and last name of a farmer, or institution name, or a group name, we press create. We have created a profile for the farmer. The next screen asks us, please select the location of the plot, where this plot is located. Select country, then select the region or province, and then select the district. The countries are in the list. Somalia, you can see. If you don't see region, you can type the region. You can add the region into the app. But when you are typing, please make sure the spellings are correct. And as common practice, the first letter of the region is capital. The spellings are correct. Same is with the district. Your district, if not, you can add it into the list. But the first name of the district should be capital, and please use the correct spelling. Good. Okay. Once this process is done, the next button, which is shown by this red box, is to be pressed. The moment we press the next button, a new screen appears. So first we register ourselves. I'm just repeating the words, the process or the workflow. First we register ourselves, or we logged into the app. Second, we selected tree planting module. Then we said who's collecting the data. Then we registered the farmer. We registered basic information about the plot. And this is the same screen. We registered where the location of the plot is. Now we are collecting information about the plot. So the question over here is this, that the ownership of the plot. Select the land ownership where tree planting is being practiced. Is it a private or individual plot, communal or village, government, church or mosque, school, women group, youth group, or other? If you don't see the option over here, press other and then type the option other. Once you have done this, press the button next and a new screen appears. Remember, we are still collecting information about the plot. So the next question is this area of plot for FMNR or tree planting fenced or not? Is this area fenced or not? This is a very important question. If you select that yes, the area is fenced, the app will ask you question what type of fence it is. Is it electric fence? Is it live fence? And if you don't see an option, you can select others and type the other fence. Then the next question, does the plot have food crops? Yes or no? If you select yes, a new text box will appear which says which crop. You type the name of the crop and press this green plus button. Right? Green plus button. I need to see some thumbs up to know that I am going slow and you are following with me.
Hello.
Faisal, yes, thumbs up.
Hello.
Safia, Anthony.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
So I was with you in the app. So when we came there, land ownership, I missed where you have selected.
Okay, on the land ownership, are you seeing the
which
land
one you have
ownership?
selected? Yeah, so where to, I can see there's a private or individual, community, village, government. So where have you selected? Which one?
I have not selected any, but you can select private.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's a good comment. Go to the next screen. Select the fence, yes or no. And then we were on the crops. So if there are multiple crops in the plot, you type the name of one crop in this text box that you are seeing on the screen with my mouse pointer. Press plus button. Then go to type the next crop, press plus button. Type the name of the third crop, press plus button. Every time you type and press, it will start appearing as a green box below this text. Good. And as I explained before in the trainings, these are very important questions. Each and every question in this app is related to, or attached to a reason. So when we are asking about the fence, yes or no, or type of fences, when we are asking, I'll come back to you, Muhammad Yusuf, in a minute. When we see crops, we are trying to see the survival rate of trees when these options are present or when these options are absent. So it's very important that we add such kind of information into the system or into the app. Yes, Muhammad Yusuf, ask the question.
Yeah, thanks. So no, if you can go the page that you were presenting about adding crop type. Yeah. So just wanted to ask, because it's not easy to manage if the field staff really they add or the type of crops. You can understand the people they write in different ways. So later maybe when we are analyzing, you may have the same crop but with different writing. So do we have an option or functionality that we can program, like the list of crops that we usually do in Somalia? So the team just they can, select from the list, or we have to write every time. Thanks.
Thank you, Muhammad Yusuf. Thank you very much for the question. This is a valid question. Now, the issue with providing the list is this, that the app is not only being used in Somalia, but in 54 other countries. Many countries have many crops, type of crops. So we cannot add all the list over here in this one. However, the suggestion we have noted, my colleague Bennett has noted, we will try to see what we can do. Excuse me for 1 minute. Yes, so we have noted down your suggestion. So now that when you have added the crop names, we can move to the next question, which is estimate the area. We asked the farmer, what do you think that how big your crop, your farm is, where you're practicing restoration? There are multiple units. If he says hectare, we can select hectare. If he says acre, we can select acre. And there are other units as well. Now, when the area is provided, we go to the next level. We press next. And the app will take you to a new screen. Those of you who still have internet on, you will see a world map. Those of you who do not have internet on your phones will not see a world map. But this does not stop you from collecting data. I will repeat again. Those of you who have internet now switched on your phones will see the world map. Those who do not see the world map, it means internet is not on your phone. However, we do not need internet for this app at this stage. So now what happens is this, that we ask the farmer, what are the boundaries of his plot? And we go to each point of the boundary and we start collecting data. Remember, the farmer is with us. He is exactly telling us where the boundary of the plot is. So we go from corner to corner collecting data. When I say corner, means that the farmer is telling us this is the boundary of my plot. Now the direction is changing, go into that direction. So he is walking with us to help us capture the boundary of the plot. I would like to stop over here for like 5 minutes. Those of you who are following me collecting this data, would you like to go out and create a small test plot?
Yes, please.
Yes. Or should I
Would like to
continue?
go out. How many minutes?
Yes. Anthony, do we give
Yes.
them 5 minutes?
Yes, 5 minutes. Let's go. Okay,
So
fine.
remember this, that now it's 2:40. So please come back by 2:50. Now it's 2:50. Please come back by 55. Please come
Okay.
back by 2:55. I'll stop over here and wait for
Okay.
you. You are back.
So we're back.
Excellent.
Are there some people who are not back?
Yes, I'm back.
Excellent. We give 1 more minute and then we move to the next screen.
I'm also back.
Excellent. Okay, I can start. Excellent. So now what we have done is this, that we have captured each point around the corner. One thing I didn't explain, my apologies, that when you are going around the plot and when you capture the plot, the GPS shows a red color button with text save, means that the accuracy we require for a GPS location has not been achieved. So you wait for a few seconds over there at each point. When the button turns green, it means that now the accuracy is acceptable. You can press save. So usually the accuracy we look for is 5 meters and below. Any accuracy below 5 meters, the button will turn green. For good new phones, usually the accuracy goes to 3 something, 3.5, 3. However, the old phones, which are not high-end phones, the accuracy might be 6 or 7. Even if the accuracy is red and you have waited for like 2 minutes for a point to turn green, it has not turned green, then the only option is to accept that data because you're already in the field. We don't want you to be standing over there for 30 minutes for 1 point. So that is why even if the accuracy is 6 or 7, it's still okay. You can press and move to the next. However, if the accuracy is 20 meters, the error is 20 meters or 30 meters, then it means there is something wrong. And then you can communicate back the issue to us and we will see what is the issue. Usually, the accuracy issues are related to phones which are not capable, or you are next to big buildings, like in urban area, where there's a phenomenon called backscattering, which happens, or something else has happened. So if you have an accuracy of 6 and 7 meters, that's still okay. The button is red, still okay, you can move on. Once you complete 4 points, you start seeing the shape of your plot. How many points should one collect? The number of corners of the plot decides that how many points one should collect. So now you can see that I have collected 9 points because that was the shape of my plot. Who decides the shape of the plot? The farmer. The farmer will tell me where the boundaries are and I will go around the boundaries. Good. Once you have finished the last point of the plot, you can press the next button at the bottom of the screen. And now you can see the next screen, which is the actual area of this plot. Now, this is very interesting. We have asked the farmer that how much area do you think that you have on the farm or the restoration area? And then we have gone around the restoration area or the plot, and then we actually know how big the plot is. So this is the use of ICT technology using smartphones to calculate the best accuracy available with smartphone. And then based on that, the best area that we can collect with smartphones. Now that you have known the actual area, you don't need to communicate this area to the farmer because the farmer might think that his area is 10 hectares. And and then you measure it to be 1 hectare or 2 hectares. So the farmer might ask that where are my 9 or 8 hectares? Why you are measuring less? So it will bring an unnecessary discussion. And as a data collector, you are not official authority, land authority. You are there to collect data for the project. So it's better not to communicate the actual area to the farmer. It's just for your own visibility and later on coming back to the system. Now that you have area, you can press continue button and you move to the next level. What is the next level? So now we have the plot. We would like to know what is being what is being planted, what was planted inside the plot. So when you press continue, a new screen will appear where if you have not collected species before, you will see a farmer planting tree species. Here, an important thing is to read the message. Each label of the app was designed by a team to convey as much information as possible for each screen. So if you look at the question, it says, now you will record at least one tree for each tree species. One tree for each tree species. Record as many trees as you can, at least one tree per species. So if there are 3 species in the plot and there are 10 trees all, we need to cover 3 species, minimum 1 tree of each species we have to cover. However, if we have time, or if you want to, you can cover all the trees of all species. The point over here is we are not compromising on not collecting information about species. We have to collect information or trees of all species, at least 1 tree of every species in the plot. If we miss species, we have already created a problem with biodiversity of the plot. So if there were 3 species and we have collected 2 species, the scientist will think that the 3rd species is not there. So we have already collected information which has an error of 1 species. So the biodiversity of the plot is not correct. So that is why it is important to collect information about all species, minimum 1 tree of all species. We are good on this. Once we press the add species button at the bottom over here, a new screen will appear. Now, we would like to know, or the app would like to know, which species you're talking about or you're collecting information on. So you can provide the local name. And if you know the scientific name, you can type the first 3 characters of the scientific name in the text below and it will appear. But this is a list of species. Because scientific name, not everyone will know scientific name. So we provided a list that you can select from if you know the scientific name. However, if you don't know, the local name is enough with us. So please do not leave the local name empty. You provide the local name. And then if scientific name is known, provide it. If it's not known, still it's okay. Good? Yes, Muhammad Mukhtar, there is a question. Hand raised up. Muhammad Mukhtar, go ahead. Muhammad Mukhtar, I'm waiting for your question. Unmute and ask the question.
Sorry for interruption. What I wanted to ask is the species that we are trying to collect based on the trees that are in the farm, are these trees value trees or non-value trees?
Very good question. So you are saying the value trees or non-value trees. So my answer to that is all trees, value or non-value, all trees, because these trees are being grown on the farm. The farmer has planted these trees. So we are collecting information about all the trees. It's not that some trees they have value, some trees they don't have value, because what we would like to know is the biodiversity on the farm, survival rate on the farm. So in the next few questions, you will see that if a value tree is being managed in a certain way, maybe it has a high survival rate, and the non-value tree has a non-survival rate. So again, the answer to my question is all the trees on the farm. Thank you. You can mute your phone or your. Thank you. Next. So if you know the local name, add the local name. Select the scientific name.
Mohammed,
Yes.
I think there is a question there is a hands up from Abdi.
Abdi, go ahead. Thank you, Bennett.
Thank you. My question is the same, typical to Muhammad, I would say. we know that piece of land, we can find trees as well as shrubs. So shall we include all trees or and the shrubs, or only we will take those which are trees?
Very good question. Thank you, Abdi. So the question is this, that do we also collect information on the shrubs? No, we are not collecting information on the shrubs. We are only collecting information on the trees. So Abdi, you were in LDSF training as well?
No, I am not, but I am NRM specialist. I'm natural resource management.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. So yes, so we are only collecting information on the trees. We are not collecting information on the shrubs. Okay. So, and you will see that that how we collect information on the trees. So now, if you know the scientific name, select from the list. If you don't know the scientific name, local name is good enough. However, if you know the exact scientific name and you know the exact spelling of the scientific name, only then you add into the box mentioned over here, add scientific name, and then press the plus button, and this will go into this list, and then you select from the list. Only add a species name, scientific name, if you know that these species, that you know the exact spelling of the species. Okay, good. And by the way, the project M&E supervisor can send us a list of scientific names. We can add it into the app, and there is a way that you can update the species list on your phones without installing the app again. So every time the new project starts, you give us the species name, we can add it, and people have to update a small list, and the names will be there. So that is the point that will help you selecting the scientific name. Next, we ask the question.
Mohammed, just one thing.
Yes. Mohammed Yusuf.
Mohammed Yusuf, do you have a question or you?
Yeah, no, just also request. I think it's the same thing that I also asked. Though now, Mohammed, I want really to request that we compile at consortium level all of the fields that need text. For example, like the crops, like the scientific name, and all of these, fields that it requires input. Because then later it may be very difficult to also use these different writings when we are analyzing. So maybe Anthony and the CMU or the BRICS management unit, we will work together and maybe share a list of those fields, so you can program and add it to the tool. That will help us really to manage this. Thanks.
Very good suggestion. So just to summarize the suggestion, that the project team will create a list of crops and will create a list of species which are in the project area. ICRAF team will add them into the app, especially the trees. Crop, we will see what we can do. And next time you are in the field, you will have the scientific name. Local name you still have to type in, but the scientific name will be in the list. Excellent. I have to move a little bit faster because we are running late on time. So the next is, when this tree was planted, how many were planted? How many survived? This is another very important question. How many planted? How many survived? And why we are asking this? Because farmer is along with us and he can answer these questions. We scientists would love to know the survival rate of species with respect to different aspects. So now the farmer has provided us this information. We press the next button. So we would like to know where these trees were planted. Select area or part of the land where this species has been planted. Was it a woodlot, internal boundary, external boundary, home garden, crop field, pasture or grassland, fallow bush or others? You have to select others and type the area where this tree was planted. I will be going a little bit fast from here. Who planted these trees? Male, female, both? And then were male, female, and were they youth or not? And then who is managing? Male, female, both? And they were youth as well or not? Because donor would like to know who is contributing towards the restoration under certain projects. Once we have this information, we press next. Now comes the management. For this species, what kind of management you are doing? So if you look at the label on the top of the screen, it says select one or multiple practices from the list below. If a certain practice is not in the list below, type it in the text box as others. So select multiple or one, and if you don't see, then you can type in the text box below. This is good over here. Once we have selected or typed the management practices that a farmer is practicing on the field, and this is the data given by the farmer, do not assume, ask the farmer and let the farmer reply. Once we have the management practices, we go to the next screen, which is usage. That what kind of usage farmer has for these tree species. Now you know the question that some of the value trees and some of the non-value trees. We would still like to know that what are the uses for those trees. So is it firewood, that the wood is being used for creating fire? Is it construction, fodder, fruits? And if you don't see an option, please add it into the list. At the end of the screen, there is an option for the others. Once you have provided the usage, you can press next. Now we would like to know the exact measurement of the tree that you are standing next to. So what we want over here is you press the measure button and provide us height of this tree. So if the tree was less than, so if the species, let's say it says acacia, then is it less than 1.5 meter? Is it more than 1.5 meter, but less than 3 meter? Or is it more than 3 meter? If you have the measuring equipment for measuring the height of the tree, which is called colonometer, you can select one of these options and then use colonometer to measure the actual height of the tree. However, if you don't have the colonometer, you can still guess the height of the tree by looking at the tree and then selecting one of the options from the three categories. Then if you have the colonometer, you can provide the actual height of the tree and the CBH. CBH is circumference at breast height. All of you are involved in restoration projects, so you know that circumference at breast height is usually 1.35 meters. So provide us the circumference. However, if the tree is less than 1.5 meter, the question will be root collar circumference. So that's another question, but it will come when you press that option. Next is you take a picture of the tree. How do you take a picture of the tree? You step back and give us the exact location of the tree. Exact picture of the tree, the big picture. I apologize, I think this screen is a bit off in order. The first is GPS location, and then the photo of the tree. So now, Anthony, you can see that the data which is collected through this system is highly authentic. We know where the plot is. We know the owner of the plot. We know the area of the plot. We know where the trees were planted, which trees were planted. We have picture evidence or proof that where trees were planted, and we have GPS location. Such information, if shared with donors, how authentic and validity of this restoration project that we have. It builds the validity, not validity, but authenticity of the data that we are collecting and the work which is being done on the ground. Finally, if you press next, the system will ask you, Abdi, I'll come to you. The system will ask you a question that, do you have any comments for this specific tree? If you have any comments, you can provide comments. From here onward, either you can add another tree species or same species, but of another tree, or you can press the finish button. So if there are 3 species in the farm, minimum 3 trees needs to be collected or recorded. If there are 4 species, minimum 4 trees needs to be recorded. If there is 1 species but 10 trees, minimum 1 is recorded is required to be recorded, and you can record all 10 as well. So this is the second last screen for my presentation for this session. We have to be very quick. The other session, the time is short. I have 2 questions. So first Abdi and then Abdullahi. First Abdi, go ahead Abdi.
Thank you, Muhammad. What I would like to ask you is that the place, the site that we are, the site we need to conduct this LDSF. When you are now explaining on or giving now the explanation, I have seen that we need a place that is already undertaken some activities of restoration, and that a lot of trees or tree species are available. But previously, I was thinking that the site to be selected is natural trees, a place which has a lot of trees naturally. So during your explanation about the application or filling the application, tree planted, I have seen a lot of times saying trees planted, the time which was planted. So a little bit I am confused about those 2 things.
No, okay, I can explain this in detail. And then we will go to Abdullahi. Okay, the module that, remember the app has 4 modules. The module that I'm presenting is tree planting. The other module, farmer managed natural. Wait. I explain Abdi's question first. Thank you. So the module that you're talking about, you have to use the module FMNR, Farmer Managed Natural Regeneration, where there is regeneration taking place. A farmer is, some of the farmers around that place are managing it. So for that kind of practices, restoration practices, you use FMNR module. You don't use the tree planting module. Again, I repeat, where trees have already grown, but farmers are managing those trees, you can use the FMNR module. The questions are almost same, but we don't ask the question, when did you planted? These kind of questions, what was the date? But the questions are almost similar. So use the FMNR module when you are recording practices which farmers didn't plant, but were already there, but they were managing it. Over to Abdullahi for the second question.
Yes, thank you. I was just trying to look at how the questionnaire was observing the tree, and I was thinking of that there will be a question where we are asked that there anything observed around the insects and diseases which can affect this tree. Thank you. Over.
Very good question. Very good question, Abdullahi. Thank you very much for asking this question. So at the
Okay, can I
moment,
add some comment?
is it related to the same question?
No.
Okay, let me explain this question first. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, then Mohammed, I'll come to you. So now, the last screen is allowing you to type comments. So if you see something interesting like pesticides, like certain, pests or certain disease in the tree, you can type it in the comments. I'm sorry. So all this information that you're typing in the comments will be available to the project teams. So for the time being, please use the comment section to add or record such information. Yes, so I think I have answered this question. Mohammed, next you, and then the last question is Mohyuddin, because we need to move forward. Next.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mohammed, for your chance. I'm Mohyuddin. So my question is, there are some if we found a very tall trees like an acacia tree, how do we get the height of that tree accurately?
Okay, the question is this, that if you find a very tall tree, how you can find the actual height of the tree. So there is a device called kilonometer. Usually foresters use that device to find the actual height of the tree. That is one method. There are other methods as well that we are trying to put it into the user manual for this app. So we can discuss those other methods in the WhatsApp group as well. But for the time being, we recommend. Please switch off the microphone. Okay. So for the time being, we recommend kilometer to measure the height of the tree. If you don't know the actual height, then you can use the category. Last question from Abdul Karim. Abdul Karim or?
Yeah, thank you, Mohammed. For the take a photo option, I can't see that option in the slide 12. It says only tree location, which is 12. So some of the guys are also saying that we can't see that option.
Okay, my apologies. Actually, the option is at 12. Option 13 is tree photo. Option 12 is indeed the tree location. So the screen I put on the slide is wrong. It is not the third screen. Actually, the third screen is this, the location, and the fourth screen is photo. So what you are seeing is correct on the app. Thank you. Okay, so let me move to the next. So now we have collected data for one tree species. If you want to collect data for other species, we can collect data for other species. Finally, when we say that, okay, my record has finished or the data has finished, I press the finish button. And then how do I upload data? Once I get internet, once I go back to my base or my location and I get internet, again, I click the module and these records will appear. All I have to do is press this green button which says submit. Once I press this button, there will be a circle which we call progress circle. It will start uploading the data. Record 1 of 3, record 2 of 3, and record 3 of 3. So that's how, when after some time you will see the progress like this. And then finally, when every record is gone, your phone is clean. So that's how you upload data into the system. We have shortage of time. Otherwise, I would have shown you the nursery module. But unfortunately, we have shortage of time. We have to go to the rangeland module. So thank you very much for attending this exercise. There is one last poll. Can I move?
Mohammed.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
From the chat, I have raised a question regarding the size of the tree. Now, if it is too tall or big, how can we measure? How can we get the exact measurement of that tree?
Actually, this question has already been answered.
This question was already been answered, but I can repeat the question. I can repeat the answer. You need kilometer. You need a device to measure the height of the tree. And usually foresters use kilometer. However, there are other methods as well to measure the height of the tree. Thank you very much. So there is one last poll before we move to the next presentation. I would like ICT to show us the poll. And then I will stop sharing my screen and go to the next tool. So we only have two questions. Question number 1 is, has the training met your expectation? Please be honest, be open. If you think that what you are expecting is not there, answer no, because we need to improve ourselves as well. We need to improve our way of communication. The second question we would really like to hear from you is, which other projects can benefit from Regreening app? So BRICS is one, but if you want to use the same app in other projects as well, you are welcome. Please let us know the names of those projects, and then we will come back to you in future trying to help you with those projects as well. Our job is to provide monitoring and evaluation data for project teams and scientists to look at the progress of each project. I see there are 2 people who have written that the expectations were not met. If you are part of the LDSF BRICS Somalia WhatsApp group, you can type over there that how we can improve and what specifically you are expecting us to do, or you can type in the chat. Thank you very much for the response. Hussein, is it your hand is up? Is it from the previous question or this one?
This is the previous question, I think. So I don't have
Thank
any
you,
other
Hussein. Thank you, Hussein. So we can stop the poll now, but please let us know how can we improve this training in future, and how specifically we can provide the details that you are looking for from such trainings. And if you have other questions, let us know how we can help. I think we can stop the poll, and I stop sharing.